And we welcome you to race day 4 live from Lewis Downs. This is Jimmy Rakes live from beautiful Gainesville, Florida, as we take a look out onto Lewis Downs for this last race day before we head to Churchill Downs. Last race day here at Lewis Downs until late April. And it'll be a short one, just 6 races today, 2 claims, but lots of excitement for you here in Gainesville. But for a look back on the exciting race day 3, let's send it over to Chris.
Yeah, Jimmy, it's good to see you again. And I'd like to announce a special guest in the booth with Jimmy and I today. We got Zach, the Purple Stable owner, here from Utah.
Pilgrimage all the way from Salt Lake City to Lewis Downs.
So welcome to Zach.
Awesome.
And I do want to mention that the weather in Gainesville, Lewis Downs for day 4 is beautiful, sunshiny. All right, race day 3 recap. Jimmy and Brett got their first wins. It was a big day for Jimmy and Johnny. It was kind of ludicrous. Jimmy won 4 races and Johnny won 3 more races than he had already won. He's up to 6. So they dominated day 3. Day 3 belonged to them. We also had a record-breaking claim. The first horse drafted was Runt. He was drafted by Johnny. He was claimed for $60,000, or excuse me, she was claimed for $60,000 by Brett after becoming the first horse in HRFL history to get 2 wins. Now I'm eating my words a little bit because at the beginning or at some point during day 1, I announced that whoever won the Saudi Cup would almost certainly be in first place, at least through the Kentucky Derby, because of just the size of the prize. So Andrew won the Saudi Cup and has been in first place since. But we're only on day 4 now, and because of Johnny's success in the interim, he's only just over $2,000 behind Andrew. So I want to, Jimmy, I'm not going to send it back to you. I'm just going to go into a preview of day 4, if that's all right with you.
Sounds good.
All right. So let's talk more about this battle for first. Again, it's only $2,000 that separates, $2,050 separates second from first, Johnny from Andrew. So part of it was of Johnny catching up so much has been Johnny's success in race day 1 and 3. But another is that Andrew very aggressively claimed a lot of horses on day 2. He won the Saudi Cup money, and he didn't sit around with it. He's used it to build his stable for the future. But anyway, so they're close. Can Johnny catch him today? So something to watch is that Andrew has 7 horses racing today, and Johnny has only 2. So Andrew's got more opportunities to make money. But both of Johnny's horses are among the favorites in their races today. A few more race day 4 storylines. The stables belonging to Casey, Brett, and Jesse are sitting this one out, resting up for Churchill Downs in the weeks that come after that. I got a little note here on our under-the-radar owners so far. And I'll tell you what, it's not just because Zach's sitting here. I was thinking and realized and wanted to comment on that Zach has been the under-the-radar owner so far for weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks I've thought about this. All the other owners have given us something to talk about, but Zach really hasn't yet. I think part of it is that he's only entered 10 races. Here's a picture of him live at Lewis Downs earlier today. So entering only 10 races so far means he's had less of an opportunity to make a big impact. But on the other hand, his stable does appear to be better rested than a lot of his opponents. And so he might be well positioned to strike in day 4 and 5. Zach, since I've got you here, is there a horse you have entered in a race today that you particularly like the odds for?
Well, Chris, it's good to be here. It's a long season, so you take it slow. You know, make sure everyone's rested. As far as favorites go, it's a wide open field to who wants to be my favorite, I think.
Oh, okay.
So we're still out there to prove, but it's a long season to get a good one.
All right, sure. All right, this is a fun note. There were 200 horses available in the draft. 198 of them raced on the first 3 days. So the 199th horse is going to make his debut, and it's Macy's horse in race number 6, El Brainiac. Along those same lines, another fun fact, the only age 3 and up horse that hasn't entered a race yet is NJ Naysayer, owned by Christian. That'll be the 200th 200th horse to race, but El Brainiac going to be the 199th today. All right, Jimmy. Oh, before let's just do this. Everyone's favorite segment. Jimmy, the dark horse detective. Jimmy, who you got?
Da-da-da-da.
All right, well, it's going to kind of sound a little lazy today because my pick for dark horse of the day is the only horse that has not entered a race yet, and that would be El Brainiac, as Chris mentioned, in the final race. A full field, 15, but I think El Brainiac can make their way up to the front and pull off an upset victory. Chris?
Thanks, Jimmy. There's other storylines to talk about, but we'll move on and discuss them as they come up during or before each race. So
all right,
if you're ready, we want to go to race number 1.
Let's do it. Race number 1 of 6 today here at beautiful Lewis Downs. As Chris said, a Chamber of Commerce day here.
Oops,
And
sorry, give me
our
a second.
first-
I forgot to open up the entries page.
no worries here. Race day 1, our first claiming race of the day.
I have a question while we wait.
All right, Kaylin's got a question.
Were there more than 15 horses interested? Like, have you had to turn anyone away yet?
I have not yet, but did you hear? If everyone didn't hear Kaylin's question, she said, "Were there more than 15 horses interested? Have I had to turn anyone away yet?" And that is a good question. I have not had to yet, but the rules and notes page on the league pages does explain what I will do if we have more than 20 horses and try to enter the same race. So there's something in place for that, but no, that hasn't happened yet. All right, Jimmy, here I got the race number 1 entries pulled up.
There
Can
we
you see that?
go. So we got, yes, just 6 horses today on the 9 furlong dirt course.
Yeah, so Jimmy, I think the only thing to mention, these are unowned horses, so I won't take a lot of time, but there's an F grade horse. They're in cahoots as the favorite.
All right. All right, looks like we're set. Our first claiming race of the day. Just 6 horses, so everybody's a winner. We'll see who wins the most. And they're off here in race 1. Day 4 at Lewis Downs. Ping Pong out to the early lead, followed by Bear Patrol, Coach Cleaver, they're in cahoots, Her Majesty, and All Sales Are Final. Ping Pong and Her Majesty, along with All Sales Are Final, with a nice lead as we head toward the halfway point. Ping Pong still in the lead ever since the start. Her Majesty in second, followed by All Sales Are Final. Coach Cleaver making a run now, but it's still Ping Pong in the lead. Her Majesty right behind and now passes Ping Pong. Her Majesty now in the lead. All Sales Are Final coming up. Ping Pong still in second. As we go toward the finish, Her Majesty in the lead. Ping Pong and Coach Cleaver, All Sales Are Final, all closing fast. We've got 3 to 4 horses here at the finish. Her Majesty wins it. All Sales Are Final and Ping Pong. Photo finish for second. It's Ping Pong in second. All Sales Are Final fourth, followed by Coach Cleaver, Bear Patrol, and they're in cahoots. Congrats to Her Majesty. And
Thanks.
Chris, we got any claims on those horses?
We did, Jimmy. All right, thank you for that. So, all right, Coach Cleaver, there were 2 attempted claims in for Coach Cleaver. Zach won the claim. Congrats, Zach.
Thank you.
Her Majesty was claimed by Walt, and All Sales Are Final was claimed by Walt. There were 2 claims in on They're in Cahoots, and Walt won that claim. There were 2 claims in on Bear Patrol, and Andrew won that claim. And for the first time ever, every horse in a claims race was claimed. Because Ping Pong was also claimed. There were 4 claims in on Ping Pong, and Andrew won that claim.
No, no.
Kaylin's got another question. Why don't you come closer so they can hear you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Does
she's just gonna yell.
this count as a win for Walt?
No.
Sorry, Walt.
Kaylin was wondering if this was counted as a win for Walt. And she
Unfortunately
says,
not.
she says, sorry, no, not quite. Walt doesn't have a win yet, but he's got a ton of top 3 finishes, and I think he's our leader in claiming sales still. All right, so let's look at race number 2. Hey, Jimmy.
All right, race number 2. Our first allowance race of the day, purse of 25,000. Also here on the dirt, but just F through K grade horses, and still 6, but we've got 3 owned horses here for the race.
Yeah. So 2 particular things to look at. That girl from school, if I'm not mistaken, but I should have double checked, I think won the inaugural race of HRFL. So she's back on behalf for Macy. There are 3 grade F horses. The one I'll choose to mention is the owned one. That's Winter Wonderland by Nate, is among, I guess, 3 favorites.
All right. Let's head out to the track. Race 2. Crowd getting into it. Jockeys are ready. The fans are ready. Horses are ready and they're off. Cliventricus.
That's my
That
boy.
girl from school winner, Moses, and Freeman T.
God damn it, Clive Ventress.
That girl from school with the early lead, Cliventricus, now taking the lead. Berserk into the lead. Winter Wonderland climbing. We've got a close one here as we go to the halfway point. Berserk in the lead. That girl from school in second. Winter Wonderland and Cliventricus, along with Osmosis Moses in third. Berserk, a big lead now, stretching out to over a full horse length. Osmosis Jones now into second. Winter Wonderland down to third. Osmosis Jones charging hard. Winter Wonderland also charging. It's going to be a close finish. Winter Wonderland into the lead and wins it. Freeman T sneaks up to second. Osmosis Moses in third, followed by Berserk, that girl from school, and Cliventricus slowly finishing 6th.
All right.
What a race.
All right. We all saw how slow he was. You don't have to say it. And the
but I
last
do.
horse crosses the line.
Congrats again, Winter Wonderland.
Yes, congrats to Nate. Good deal. That was a funny one. We had some extra commentary.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
going on there too.
There was, yeah. Winter Wonderland with the comeback win. All right, Jimmy, what do you say we look at race number 3? We're
All right,
we're moving at a
race
quick
3.
clip today with only 6 races.
Yeah, 6 races, and the third race with only 6 horses in it. 2 owned, and our second allowance race, this one, a purse of 65K, and it will be longest race of the day at 11 furlongs here on the dirt. And like I said, Magical Crinkle Ear and the Velocitizer, the 2 owned horses.
Yes, Jimmy, and so of the F grade horses, there's 3 of those. They're the favorites on paper. One of them is owned. That's again a Nate horse, Magical Crinkle Ear. We should also mention that the long shot, the H grade horse, Gefilte Fish, is the only one that has won a race. And you can see by the career prize money that yeah, she's really won a lot more than the other 5 so far.
For sure.
Okay,
And the only one with 2 races as well.
that's right.
All right, let's head to the track. Race 3. And they're off. Magical Crinkle Ear with the early lead over Gefilte Fish, Just the Messenger. That's in order. Persnickety and the Velocitizer. That's in order into the lead. Magical Crinkle Ear takes it right back. Gefilte Fish right there. And we've got a close one as we go towards the midway point. Magical Crinkle Ear getting passed by That's in Order now in first, past the halfway point, and trying to build a lead. Magical Crinkle Ear in second, Gefilte Fish in third, Just the Messenger and the Velocitizer charging hard now. Just the Messenger up into third. It's still, that's an order in the lead, but it's very close. Magical Crinklier now in the lead as we head toward the finish and stretches out for a big lead as Magical Crinklier wins it. Just the Messenger sneaks in the second, Velocitizer into third. That's an order down to fourth. Gefilte Fish in fifth, and Persnickety slowly into sixth. Congrats
Jimmy.
again, Nate and Magical Crinklier.
Yeah, so Nate joins the club of owners who have had 2 consecutive wins. I know Jimmy's done that. I know Johnny did that. And I think if you don't count races that had only unowned horses, I think Macy did it on the first day. So congrats to Nate and Walt with another top 3 finish.
Always the bride.
Nicely done.
Kaylin says, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Ooh.
How about before race number 4, I have an announcement. It shouldn't affect anyone's strategy, and I don't think it'll make any difference to anything that's happened so far. I was thinking about some long-term considerations, and I wish that I gave everyone $1 million to start instead of 500,000. So I think after day 4, I'll give everyone a $500,000 just bonus, but it won't affect the prize money in races going forward at all. Or it won't affect the margins that you guys have accumulated against each other or the costs. But yeah, and also, yeah, it's going to be just as if everyone had $1 million on day 1 instead of 500,000. So
Okay,
congrats. We'll call it a stimulus adjustment. All right, let's look at race number 4.
Race number 4. We're already halfway done. What is that?
Yeah.
Fun's already halfway done.
I know.
All right, so
But
another
you know what?
allowance race.
In 2 weeks, we've got the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. So
Exactly. So you want to talk about fun?
yeah,
That's gonna be a big one.
this race is
So-
fun.
That's a good one too. Yeah, we got short one, 7 furlongs, $65,000 purse, and yeah, we got some winners in here. Sapphire Surge, Metaphorical Pitcher.
Yeah, it's kind of
favorite pitches
stacked.
placed before. So
Yeah, it's kind of a stacked race. So our favorite is probably the C grade horse, Sapphire Surge, who does have a win, and then Metaphorical Pitcher. In fact, since we're having a slower day, let me remind everyone who Metaphorical Pitcher is. If we go into our Hall of Stakes winners, that was the winner of the Red Sea Turf Handicap, our first ever stakes winner, and she's back for her second race.
nice.
And then yeah, Zach's got 2 horses in this one. One of them's a grade D horse, but and then so a couple unowned horses. But Sapphire Surge is the favorite, but Metaphorical Pitcher has won big money before.
Yes, and we'll head to the track here. You said Zach with a third of the field here. 6 horses.
That's right.
Johnny and Macy also with horses, and we're off. Rusty's Revenge and Fever Pitch. Zach's 2 horses out to the early lead, followed by Cyrus Jones, Sapphire Surge, Metaphorical Pitcher, and Stalwart Persuader. Fever Pitch now in the lead as we get to the halfway point of this quick 7 furlong race. Rusty's Revenge still in second, but Cyrus Jones and Sapphire Surge surging. Sapphire Surge into second now. Fever Pitch still in the lead, but Sapphire Surge not far behind and taking the lead. Sapphire Surge, Rusty's Revenge closing hard, and Sapphire Surge with a strong finish, slowing down actually at the end, but is going to win it. Fever Pitch in second, Metaphorical Pitcher in third, and Rusty's Revenge fourth, followed by Stalwart Persuader and Cyrus Jones finally there. There we go. Again, congrats, Sapphire Surge, Johnny.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. That's another win for Johnny. And that's something to watch with the race for first place overall. Being underway. Yeah, he probably caught Andrew with that. Zach, how do you feel about how your guys did today?
I feel pretty good about it. Taking, second place. It's not first. If you ain't first, you're last. So
Thanks, Zach. Uh,
Nice. Just
Okay.
2 races left here.
yeah, let's look at race number 5.
Got Andrew trying to take over this race, I think, with 3 of the 6 horses.
Yeah, this is a big race for Andrew. It's also a claiming race. Here's what I want to talk about on this race. So on day 3, we had Runt, a grade D horse, get claimed for $60,000. That was a record. So this is $50,000, but there is a grade D horse in it, and it's Christian's Thereupon I Linger. So now that we've broken, I feel like $60,000 claim was sort of breaking a barrier. Can Thereupon I Linger or some of these other ones get claims for 50,000? And then of course, it's a big race for Andrew, with Johnny having just won race number 4.
Chris, can I hear the purse again? One more time.
Yeah, the purse is $75,000 purse.
Thank you.
All right, Jimmy, you
It's
ready
big
to go
money.
on race number 5?
Yeah, big money. On the penultimate race of the day. Beautiful Lewis Downs
On the turf.
on the turf this time for race 5. And they're off. Junior Bacon, followed by Fly By Night, Galaxy Creation, Thereupon I Linger, Prickly Pete, and Ya Big. Fly By Night in first. Junior Bacon not far behind, Thereupon I Linger, and we've flipping around here. Thereupon I Linger now in first, trying to pull away. Fly By Night in second, and the 2 of them in the lead as we get to the halfway point. Thereupon I Linger out to an almost full-length lead over Fly By Night, as the rest of the field tries to keep up. Ya Big now into third. Prickly Pete also there. Galaxy Creation making a run. Thereupon I Linger, though, has the lead. Fly By Night a half a length behind. Prickly Pete falling to 4th now. Thereupon I Linger with the win. Fly By Night in a second. And Galaxy Creation finishing 3rd. Prickly Pete in 4th, followed by Ya Big and Junior Bacon. Congrats, Thereupon I Linger and Christian with the win.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. And of course, another top 3 finish for Walt. Hey, we had a claim or 2.
All right, what do we got, Chris?
So first,
Big money claim here.
Yeah, Fly By Night was claimed by Andrew from Walt. There were 2 claims for Thereupon I Linger, and Andrew won the claim.
Wow.
Yeah,
All the horses in this race.
I was
And-
just say all the horses Andrew wants.
yeah. But we'll conclude the claims announcements with Prickly Pete was claimed by Zach.
Nice. There you go.
And while I've got Zach in the studio, so Zach, months and months ago when I was coming up with names for this, you suggested the name Prickly Pete.
Sure did.
Does it feel like Prickly Pete is now finally back where he belongs?
Bringing them home.
Bringing him home.
I as a former owner of Prickly Pete, I'd like to say I'm glad it goes back to a Seinfeld fan.
Yeah,
Sleepy
good.
and Prickly
There we
Pete.
go.
there you go. Yeah, that's good. All right, so let me tell you
The other solarium is where he
the-
stays. The second solarium. It's where Prickly Pete stays.
Oh, right. All right, so in claims, Andrew spent 100,000, but got 50,000 for a net $50,000 spent, for what that's worth. All right, we've got a feature race. I think this is our feature race, Zach.
Big race.
Or Jimmy. Yeah.
Yes. Last big race before we head to Churchill Downs next week. $85,000 purse, 9.5 furlongs on the dirt. D's, E's, F's, and G's. But we got 15 of them here. Including
Yeah,
2
so,
of my own.
Let's see. We have a few return winners: Gator Knight, Second Gen Stacker, and Albie. The favorites on paper are our 2 grade D horses. That's Wind Up Delivery, owned by Kalen, and Tacticulator, owned by Johnny. Johnny's only got the 1 horse. Andrew, since we are watching that, has 3 horses. Yeah. So we got a good one. 15 horses.
It's a lot of horses. We're gonna get to all of them though. It's a big race, big purse. It's big all around here. Let's head out to the track. Everybody's ready. Stands are packed. Everybody on their feet here for the final race of the day at Lewis Downs. And they're off. 15 strong coming down. Rostradamus with the early lead. Bad Communicator, Eve, Gator Knight. Look at him coming up there into third. Even with Bad Communicator and Eve. Those three with a big lead heading into the halfway point. Taticulator making a strong case there up into second now. Eve still with the lead, followed by Taticulator. Bad Communicator into second. Wind Up Delivery now with the lead. Look at him coming up there for the lead, and now he's in the lead. Look at him in the lead. Albie in second, now in the lead. What a race going on. Trivia Night's up into second now, and Albie's in first. Whoville's making a strong. Look at him. Strong finish, and he took the lead at the end, and he wins it. Look at him with the victory. Albie in second, followed by Taticulator, iGoat Dynasty, El Brainiac, Trivia Night, Eve, Whoville, Brostradamus, Wind Up Delivery, Bad Communicator, Gator Knight, Roulette, Second Gen Stacker, and Stratocaster Canvas. I told you I'd say all the names. Congrats
Thank
again. Look at him. Christian.
Yeah, congrats to Christian. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, good effort. That was a lot of horses. That was a tall order.
My pleasure. Plus, I think we had a different leader every 2 to 3 seconds there.
Oh, yeah. And Nate got the 2 wins earlier, and he was that close to a 3rd win. Our one of our favorites there, Taticulator. Johnny got a 3rd place finish. Your dark horse El Brainiac finishing 5th.
Getting some money there at least.
Yeah. So it was a good one. All right.
Nice.
2 weeks from today, the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs. Let's update the standings real quick.
Can't wait for that.
I'm
By
going
the
Yeah.
way, if anybody wants some cheap dog food, then Stratocaster, you can have them. give them away for free. So let's keep that in mind.
Thanks, Andrew. That was Andrew, folks.
Anybody needs to make some glue? Is that what you're saying?
God.
No.
What was the Simpsons line? Then we're gonna go to the glue factory, and he doesn't get to come.
Yeah. All right, let's update the standings here. First, how they looked before day 4. And then we'll look at what they look like after day 4. But this is before everyone gets their extra $500,000. But again, that won't affect the margins. So
Looks like
let's
for
go
some
to-
of those teams, they don't really need the 500,000 though.
So we got Johnny in the first, a new leader, Jimmy.
Wow, not bad. The 875,000 there. And well, how many horses did Andrew claim today? Does that have something to do with it, maybe?
5?
2 or 3, yeah, 2 $50,000 horses.
Yeah, and then I
Else
get
he'd be a little
got some money
stronger.
back on. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you win 7 races. That's you're going to be up there in first, if not pretty close.
Well, I'm not
3
trying
more
to
than
give away
anybody else.
strategy to anybody, but we'll see what happens next week. Next week's or 2 weeks is gonna be a big event.
Indeed, it is.
I don't.
Yeah. So thanks, everyone.
And next question.
Nice. Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
Great race
and-
day 4. We'll see you race day 5 at Churchill Downs, Kentucky.
Great
Hopefully the weather
job.
will be beautiful.
Great job, both of you. And
Thanks,
just
Megan.
throwing it
Thanks,
out
bud.
there. If you guys wanted to do like a live event,
Yeah, I'm thinking
For
for,
this-
I'm thinking for the Breeders' Cup. Maybe we'll do
Okay.
something.
yeah, right on,
Um,
man. But
all right.
I'm looking
Nice.
forward for Kentucky, and thanks everybody. Fun times.
Sweet.
Indeed. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. I'll try to have stuff updated tonight. Night, everybody.
Cheers.
Night.